Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. And in this video, I wanted to give you guys a brief take, or as brief as I can, a take on what I think AT&T needs to do. And this is my opinion in the future to reposition the company. So one thing at this point in time that I think doesn't make sense if AT&T tries to reposition the company to be premium and expensive. I think that it just wouldn't work. So here's my take on what I think AT&T needs to do. They need to simplify billing, make it more simplistic. That is 100% one of the restructuring that I think needs to happen within the company. And I think, in my opinion, a big fundamental change has to happen at AT&T. It absolutely has to. So by simplifying the bill, include taxes and fees. You just have to do it. If AT&T is going to reposition the company, they're going to have to reposition it to be a value segment leader. They're going to have to. They're going to have to go toe-to-toe with T-Mobile. That's the only way I think it's going to make a change to the company, where, as you see here by the title, AT&T CEO updates shareholders expect growth to continue. So if they want to keep the growth going to where it makes a significant difference in the numbers, they're going to have to reposition the company as a value proposition. They're just going to have to do it. So taxes and fees are going to have to get included into the billing to simplify the billing, and that's going to lower their churn as well. Churn will be lowered if they simplify the billing. Now, there's more that goes into simplifying the billing, and that's on the back end system. They're going to have to make a strong investment into fixing the back end system in order just to offer the simplistic billing so the customer does not get a different bill every other month. So that's the first part. And as I mentioned, this goes beyond anything, the restructuring. They have to make a big, huge fundamental change. They absolutely have to. Then the second portion, customer service. Customer service has to get fixed. It needs to be more streamlined. I should be able to call one person, and that customer service rep should be able to handle my whole account. No matter what I have, they should be able to handle it all. I shouldn't have to get transferred to 25 different departments to get something done. And in some cases, they may have to go, well, they should go digital as well on the customer service side, more digital. I think they need to include the Apple Messenger for AT&T, because some fixes are that simple to where it doesn't require you to call in. But AT&T really doesn't have anything like that. So even the smallest issues, somebody has to call in to get it fixed. But I stand by that. Customer service needs to be fixed, and they need to simplify it and streamline it to where I can call in and they can fix my home broadband issue, they can fix my wireless issue, whatever else is on the account, they can fix it. Not that they have to transfer me to 30 other departments. Now you're on the phone with a rep stateside that you've had a good experience with. Now they have to transfer you to fix the other problem, and you get somebody overseas that you have a poor experience. And that poor experience is what's going to resonate with the customer. The good experience is going to be completely thrown out because the bad experience was so bad that AT&T now received a 1-star rating, although they had a 10-star experience at the beginning of the call. So that's something they have to streamline. They have to fix it. Absolutely have to. Number 3, the perception, the brand perception. They have to fix it. They have to be more presentable and become more attractive to the millennials. They just have to. If they want to keep growing, if they want to compete in that segment in a big way, they have to become more attractive to the millennials. Right now, AT&T's perception is they're old. There's nothing but senior citizens on the network. And that's really the honest, truthful perception, that people that are in suit and ties every day use AT&T. AT&T has to get away from that perception. They have to have a big focus And again, a fundamental change even on the branding and the marketing to the market. They just have to. They really have to. And the competition is that fierce in this day and age. Maybe 5-10 years ago, there was nothing to worry about for the company because they had such a significant lead in just about everything. But now that gap is closing and there's new players entering the market every day now. And all it takes is one company to bring those fundamental changes, and they do it better than AT&T, and now boom, AT&T is losing in a big way because they didn't adjust. So there's a huge fundamental change needed in all the first 3 key points that I want to bring up. Of course, the fourth one, the network. The network has to be a priority as well. The network should have had a bigger focus even during LTE. I'm hearing in 2015, AT&T had big goals for C-RAN and small cells, and they got scrapped because of media, because they were so interested in buying media and so big-headed that they completely let the wireless side investment starve so they can buy their media assets. And that was the goal of the company at that time. I was even told I'm not going to name any names, some people wanted to bring fixed wireless to rural America years before Verizon and T-Mobile even started talking about fixed wireless. Because even back then, around that 2015 timeframe, AT&T had a lot of unused spectrum. They brought it to the market starting in 2016, 2017. The word was back then 50% more spectrum would go into the network. And that's exactly what they did. Now, today in 2021, we're seeing 4, 5, 6, 7 carriers of spectrum on air for AT&T. You take that to rural America, you can offer a fixed wireless product. They were talking about that in a presentation in 2015, but it got turned down because of media. They wanted to buy media. They were big-headed. I think it was Randall Stevenson at the time, and I think John Steffens or whatever his name was. He was the CFO at that time. Said no, we can't give you any additional funds to wireless because we want to buy these two companies. DirecTV, they wanted to buy that 20 years ago. That wasn't an if anymore, but a when. Time Warner started heating up in the later parts, but they knew that they had their eyes set on Time Warner as well, and they knew that would cost a lot of money. So those are the 4 key points that I wanted to touch on. There's IT, data centers, all that is going to need an overhaul as well on the back end. The My AT&T app, they're going to have to revamp that as well. A lot of people say it's too identical to the webpage. I tend to agree. The webpage should have its own layout, and the app should be different from the webpage, in my opinion. But AT&T really hasn't been good at both 100%. They need to revamp the webpage and the app, if you ask me. So that's my take. There's much more that AT&T has to do. I think they need more brand ambassadors. I think they need to go more bigger on YouTube partnerships with bigger YouTubers. Again, this is all stuff that T-Mobile is very well known for. So a lot of you may say that AT&T is copying T-Mobile in the future, but it's worked for T-Mobile, so why not implement it? I don't see anything wrong with that. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. What are some of the changes that AT&T may need to make in the future? And I look forward to reading them. If you are new to the channel or you have been on the channel and you have not yet liked, shared, subscribed, make sure you do so. Hit that notification bell so you are notified when I do upload content. Make sure to follow my social media outlets for more updates and interactions. Thanks again for watching. This is Tyrone with Tech Life. I will see you in the next one. Peace.